I absolutely love this LED light that I put in this office. I could change the background of myself to the color or the primary color for the most part of the team that I'm doing today. So instead of the regular air conditioner that you see above my left shoulder, you could see a navy blue air conditioner this time. So really exciting stuff. Welcome back to the Mock Draft Guy YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. And today we are continuing our 7 round team mock drafts for the 2024 NFL season. We've landed on the final 5, and today we have the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia, one of the most passionate, crazy fan bases in the entire NFL. They are super fun to interact with. I have no love lost towards them because I am a Jet fan. I think that they are fantastic people. And like I said, super passionate about their team. But this is a team that has a lot of holes. The Josh Allen mega extension is finally taking its toll on the cap for the most part for the Buffalo Bills. They cut a ton of players. They have some really big holes. The holes that I'm going to focus primarily on filling in the early rounds, it's going to be wide receiver. We got to get another weapon. Gabe Davis left in free agency. And even if he stayed, honestly, I think we could have added someone in the first 3 rounds. Got to look at edge. Got to look at defensive line as a whole, really. And then secondary. At the cornerback position, I feel like we're good for the most part. Maybe a corner in round 4 or 5, something later, get some valuable depth. They just paid Christian Benford. They have Rasul Douglas. And they have all-pro Teron Johnson. So, pretty okay in that area. They have Kaiir Elam, who hasn't really panned out yet, but hopefully he will start to progress as the years go on for the most part. But let's get into this. I'm super excited to start this 7 round mock draft. All right, so a couple of things that I didn't discuss in the intro here for the first pick was what I think the game plan should be. I think it's acquiring more premium picks with just 35 and 60 as the top 100 picks. I feel like a slight trade down would do wonders for the Buffalo Bills, and that's exactly what we did. The Arizona Cardinals came calling. Just for context, the only player that I was really considering drafting at number 28 overall was going to be Adonai Mitchell. And with how deep the draft class is at the wide receiver position, even though Adonai is an amazing player, I was really looking to see if Cooper DeJean or Chop Robinson would fall, maybe even Brian Thomas Jr. would fall. Obviously, none of these guys, as you can clearly see, fell to us at 28. The only guy that was worth taking at that point, in my opinion, was Adonai Mitchell. Didn't really want to waste. I shouldn't say waste. That's not the proper term to use. I didn't want to use a pick there on him when I could have traded back and gotten more premium picks. And that's exactly what happened. We traded number 28 overall and number 144, and we got 35 overall and 66. So now we have 2 picks that are still relatively really, really early. You have 60, which is the back end of the 2nd round, and 30 and 66, which is the beginning of the 3rd round. So I really like that. There is a player that I have in mind that I think would be good to trade up for. So we're going to see what's happening at 35 here. I think we have to prioritize the back end of the secondary. I know edge is a huge need. We discussed it in the intro. Edge, really defensive line. Defensive tackle, not so much. Really edge. Wide receiver. And we have safety for the most part. Because cornerback, I feel like is pretty good. Taron Johnson, Christian Benford, Rasul Douglas, Kaiir Elam. I feel like we could add someone later on. I'm looking at Tyler Nubin here, and he just screams Buffalo Bill to me. 6'1", 209 pounds, ball hawk. He's probably the best coverage safety in the entire draft class. If you guys want more of a scouting report on Tyler Nubin, I just dropped my top 10 safeties in the 2024 NFL draft earlier last week. So that video is relatively fresh if you guys haven't seen it. We're going to take Tyler Nubin here. I know wide receiver is huge on the board here, but like I said, there's someone that's in mind that I think is going to be worth trading up for. So we're going to take Tyler Nubin here at number 35. All right, so here's the deal. What happened was something went wrong. I accidentally refreshed the page and the entire draft was gone. So for some reason, I tried to get the Arizona Cardinals to offer that trade again. It didn't happen, but I got the next best thing. So New England traded up. So I got 34 and 68 for 28. Okay, so I got it down. So 28 for 34 and 68. That was the trade. Now we made another trade. I told you guys I was willing to move up further up into the 2nd round to draft a wide receiver here, and we moved up with the Green Bay Packers. So we got number 41 overall from 60, so a big jump here. We gave up number 60. It was a little pricey, I'm not going to lie. We gave up number 60. We gave up number 128, 163, and 246. We also gave up a 4th round pick for next year as well. So Green Bay adds a lot more draft capital. I know it might be a little pricey for some of you folks out there, but I think it's going to be well worth it. We still have a ton of picks, and we still have that. Well, now that's an early 3rd round pick, I believe, number 68. So we're still in business for the most part. I know giving up number 128 kind of stings, but at number 41 here, we're going to take Troy Franklin out of, oh, I got to resume the draft. Excuse me. Yes, we're going to take Troy Franklin here out of Oregon. It is well within knowledge that Troy Franklin has had meetings with the Buffalo Bills. They seemed rather intrigued by him. I love Troy Franklin. I don't know if he actually falls this far into the 2nd round. I think him falling into the 2nd round is a big time possibility though. But if he's here at this point in the draft, I'm really looking for a team with multiple 2nd round picks, like the Washington Commanders, like the Green Bay Packers, or the Houston Texans even. The Philadelphia Eagles are a little bit too far for my taste down, but I'm willing to jump up and take Troy Franklin. I know his weight, he's 6'3", 6'2", or 6'3". I just did the wide receiver ranking, so I should know off the top of my head. I believe he's 6'2", 176 pounds, so he's got plenty of room to add muscle and weight onto his frame, so I'm not worried about his ability to take a hit at the next level. He's a fantastic wide receiver. I think he'd be that real speed option on the boundary that the Buffalo Bills desperately need. So we're going to take Troy Franklin here at number 41. Like I said, the price was a little pricey, but I'm willing to pay it to get Troy Franklin. All right, so you see here with our first 2 picks, we traded out of the 1st round. We got number 34 overall. We took Tyler Nubin. We traded up further into the 2nd round. We got Troy Franklin. So we've done a lot of maneuvering here, and we have an extra pick here at number 68. And there's someone that's on the board that I'm really, really excited about to add to this defense. That's going to be Western Michigan's Marshawn Kneeland here, 6'4", 275 pounds, one of the most athletically gifted players at this year's combine. His numbers, production-wise, won't pop off the page at you, but he is explosive off the edge, really powerful for his size, and he could really, really pressure the passer, and that's exactly what this Buffalo Bills defense needs. Greg Rousseau on the outside, Von Miller. I believe they re-signed AJ Epinenza as well, so not really in love with those options. Adding someone young and explosive like Marshawn Kneeland could work wonders for this pass rush, and that's exactly what we're going to do at number 68. A lot of great players on the board here at number 144 that really pique my interest. Zach Zinter is someone that really piques my interest. Tyke Smith, Kitten Oladapo as well. But we're going to go back to the defensive line, back-to-back picks here, because there's a player on the board that I think could be a really nice rotational defensive tackle for the Buffalo Bills. I know they brought Daquan Jones back. Ed Oliver signed a long-term deal, but the depth behind is really lacking. So I'm looking at, where is he? There's defensive tackle. I'm looking at Gabe Hall here out of Baylor. This is a player that his draft stock has soared. And that's really saying something, that he's still going to be here on the board at number 144. But this guy, a little bit undersized maybe for the position, but as explosive as an athlete as it comes for the defensive tackle position. You're adding so much explosiveness on the defensive line. You got Marshawn Kneeland, who might be a little undersized for his alignment and versatility, where he can slide to the inside, but you're also adding explosive athleticism, and that's exactly what you're getting with Gabe Hall here. This is an incredibly powerful, thick-centered defensive tackle that's really going to be a purely pass rushing option. But I feel like in a rotation, that's absolutely perfect. So we're adding a lot of beef. We're adding a lot of explosive athleticism to the defensive line here. We're going to add Gabe Hall at 144. Losing Mitch Morse was a big blow to the Buffalo Bills, a super solid center for the last number of years for them. A really, really great player. But to me, I feel like adding Connor McGovern to play center for the most part, that's a super solid option. Also, it needs to be addressed in the draft as well. I might have waited a little long. Admittedly, I was looking at a center at 68 and 144. I just didn't love who was on the board for the value there. But at number 160, Hunter Norzad is on the board from Penn State, a player that primarily is a center but has the size and the experience to legitimately play all 5 offensive line positions, which is something that you definitely don't see nowadays. An incredible athlete. He's a really, really gifted center as well. Great pass protector. Maybe someone that sits for a year, they let Connor McGovern play, and then, Nourzad takes over as someone that, you know, I don't expect people to really get excited about this pick, but Hunter Nourzad is a player that I think you can get excited about in the future. Another player I was looking at here was Matt Lee. I know a lot of people look at the big board number here and just say, oh my God, you could have got him so much later, but let's, call it like it is. A lot of these rankings are different across every single, everyone's board, everyone's website, whatever it may be. It is what you make of it. And I think a lot of these players should be higher on the board. Hunter Nourzad is someone that I really like here at number 160. I was looking at Zach Zinter again, but I mean, that leg break really, really scares me for the most part, but he's a super solid player in his own right. If he's there at 189, I'll draft him. But at number 160, we're going Hunter Nourzad. At number 189, I'm going to add a corner here. We don't necessarily need to add a corner, as I highlighted a couple times at the beginning, but Decamerion Richardson is sitting here at number 189, a combine warrior, as a lot of people like to say. But man, does he have the intangibles to be a great player at the next level. 6'2", 189 pounds, 4.34 speed. He actually had the number 1 athleticism score out of all cornerbacks at the entire NFL Combine. And one thing that I like about him as well is he has SEC competition. He's a battle-tested SEC corner at Mississippi State. I really do take that into consideration because you are facing the majority of the cream of the crop talent. That's not to say that you're not going to go to, a MAC school and see someone that could be a first-round pick. Look at Quinyon Mitchell, someone that played at Toledo that's an absolute baller. Not saying that can't happen, but more often than not, you're facing cream of the crop talent in the SEC. Richardson's also someone that I think if he can't get playing time at the corner position, someone that could slide back to play safety as well, free safety, good ball hawking player. I think that this would be kind of sort of a luxury pick for the most part, but I think it's a necessary one to add more talent and athleticism to your secondary. So I'm going to take Decamerion Richardson here. At number 200, we're going to go to the offensive line here. I think the offensive line is good. Dion Dawkins, Spencer Brown, and your bookend tackles. The one thing that I think, they give up the least amount of sacks last year. I believe last year they gave up the least amount of sacks. Well, I mean, Josh Allen does mask a lot of that with his athleticism, his mobility, his ability to break tackles and sacks. But it's a good unit nonetheless, a little bit worse now that, Mitch Morse isn't there. But anyway, I'm going to look to add maybe a swing tackle, maybe someone that's a developmental backup. And I really like Julian Pearl here out of Illinois, someone that has seen his draft stock slide a lot, but this is a player that has all the tools to be a valuable asset for an offensive line, a swing tackle, someone that's a really, really good backup, versatile, can play left tackle, can play right tackle. And I feel like with the depth that the Bills have on their offensive line, someone like this is absolutely necessary. So we're going to take him at 200. And at number 204 with our last pick here after all the trades, I'm going to take Gabriel Murphy, edge out of UCLA. This is someone that I think really offers just one dimension in his game, and that's pass rushing. He's not going to blow you away as a run defender, all that kind of stuff. This is someone that you bring in on third down, third and long, any clear-cut pass rushing situation, and he is going to be able to collapse the pocket. So, like I said before, this pass rush needs athleticism, needs explosiveness and speed. Gabriel Murphy can bring a lot of those assets to the table, so we're going to take him here with our last pick at 204. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just like that, there you have it. There's our full 7th-round 2024 Buffalo Bills mock draft. Let's recap it real quick. We traded down from number 28 overall. We got 34 and 68 from the New England Patriots. We took Tyler Nubin with our first pick at 34. We traded up from number 60 to number 41, and we took Troy Franklin, wide receiver out of Oregon. At number 68, we took Marshawn Nealon. 144, we took Gabe Hall. 160, we took Hunter Nourzad. 189, we took Decamerion Richardson. 200, we took Julian Pearl. And 204, we took Gabriel Murphy. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Bills Mafia, I do love interacting with you guys as much as I possibly can. So please leave a comment, please leave a like, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.